Come on inside!
From giant beasts hiding in the wild to creatures that really shouldn't exist. These encounters with forest critters are straight up terrifying. So you better stay for the scariest jungle discoveries that can't be explained. This strange video that appeared online shows a strange shape, kind of like an elephant's trunk, moving towards a tree. It searched and sniffed as if it was searching for something, but failed to find it. When the video reached the online skeptics, they dismissed it, saying it was just a trunk. But if that's the case, shouldn't there be an elephant in the view? And even if it was one, what was it looking for on the tree? Shape-shifting beast. Does it have a face? No. Does it have a body? No! But is it shocking? Definitely yes. A person spotted a skinny, small animal standing in the wild. In the beginning, he thought it was just another bird, but then, right before his eyes, it changed. Its body shifted and grew thicker, and feathers appeared instantly, as if it had transformed in seconds. The man stood in shock as the creature started moving, now looking completely different from before. The video ended abruptly, leaving everyone to believe that it was a shapeshifter that just got the boy. Prehistoric glimpse. While riding through the woods, a horse rider suddenly saw a small, black creature move across the path. It had rough, scaly skin, and moved in a way that didn't match any known animal. The horse, startled by the creature, reared up and almost threw its rider. For a short moment, the creature remained there, and its shape was odd, almost like a tiny dinosaur. But before the rider could get a closer look, it slipped into the undergrowth and disappeared. It was only for a moment, but that was enough to leave the rider wondering if they had just seen something that wasn't supposed to exist. Shapeshifter caught. You wouldn't believe it unless you saw it yourself. A video surfaced online showing a bizarre creature. It moved strangely, its posture unnatural, almost unsettling to watch. But then, right in front of the camera, it changed. Within moments, its form shifted. What was once a creepy, inhuman shape now looked completely different, like a person. The transformation was clear, leaving no room for doubt. This was proof of a shapeshifter, the legendary creature said to change forms. If this was caught on camera, who knows how many walk among us? Dragon sighting. A strange video from Indonesia left viewers stunned. When a massive reptile moved across the rocky surface, its thick scales caught the attention. But what stood out the most was the single horn in the middle of its head. This wasn't just any creature. It looked just like the legendary dragon from myths, especially those in Chinese culture. It moved slowly towards the camera, and then the footage cut off. And no one knows what will happen next. Well, according to locals, it was cursed and meant to protect that area. They claim that anyone passing through would catch a glimpse of it. Some mysteries stay hidden, but this one revealed itself, if only, and then the footage cut off. Bigfoot sighting. A hiker was making his way through the woods when he spotted an unusual being near a tree. A massive, hairy creature sat there, covered in thick brown fur. It had a humanoid shape and seemed completely at ease, as if simply resting in the forest. It was a shocking sight for him, as he didn't expect to come across something like this. Luckily, it didn't react to the hiker's presence. Then, in no time, he immediately realized that he was looking at a Bigfoot. However, the Bigfoot didn't notice him, so he had to do the same. Otherwise, he knew how it might end if it saw him. Hilltop dragon. In the forest of Indonesia, a local was crossing the woods when something caught his eye. He zoomed in on the video and got the shock of his life. At the top of the hill sat a massive winged creature. Its wings stretched wide, and two sharp horns curved from its head. Every detail matched the descriptions passed down in legends. It wasn't just any creature, but it was a dragon. For the moment, it remained still, watching over the land. As dragons are known for protecting lands, it might be there doing exactly that. Ghostly encounter.
Astagfirullah.
A local followed his usual path through the woods at night, unaware that this evening would be different. As he walked beneath the thick trees, a creepy presence made him stop. He spotted a dark figure standing in his way, moving its head as it was completely aware of his presence. It had big black hairs, and it was indeed a forest devil. The sight scared him. He had heard stories of the devil in the woods, which said to haunt this place, but he never believed them until now. From that night, one thing was certain: he would never take this path again. Dark presence. A man was walking through the woods when he had to stop at an unusual sight. He spotted 4 strange figures emerging from woods. They had thin bodies with sharp horn on their heads. Standing few feet away from the guy, they fixed their gaze on him. And that's what he considered as a cue to leave. The guy didn't even think, turned and ran for his life. He had just seen what looked like zombies, the ones you only see in movies. But this time, they were real. Winged beasts. So one person can make a story, but multiple people cannot come up with the same story, right? The first footage shows a group of horses grazing the grass, but it's when you notice the widely spread wings, things take a strange turn. Far away from the sight of the world, these horses shocked everyone. But that's not all. Here's another footage of a similar horse, but this time it was standing with its owner. Now there could be a relation between the two clips, or maybe the man who spotted the first group kept one for himself. Goat's lure. A farmer stepped onto his farm and was shocked. Near the chicken coop, a black goat stood upright on its hind legs. The goat's gait was too human-like. It looked as if the goat was under the influence of some demonic entity, and the way it was leading the chicken made it all the more believable. The poor chicken seemed to be caught in a trance, following the goat wherever it went. The farmer stopped the video the moment the goat entered the room, which made the people to believe there was something inside the room. Could they be performing black magic? What's your take on this? Let me know in the comments below. Bigfoot encounter.
Come on inside!
A hiker was walking through the forest as the sun set. Suddenly, movement caught his eye. Through the trees, a massive, shadowy figure covered in thick fur moved with a ghostly stare. He got scared as he realized what he was seeing. A Bigfoot. The creature didn't stop, but its presence alone was enough. Without hesitation, the hiker turned and ran, knowing this was a moment he would never forget.
Come on inside! Carly!
Colombian beast. It was just another early morning for a farmer in Colombia. He stepped onto his field and sensed some movement. As he walked further, he suddenly stopped. A massive, dark creature moved slowly through the field. Its body was covered in thick black fur, yet its head looked almost reptilian. Filming the strange creature, the farmer felt lucky that it didn't notice him, but as soon as he left the site to inform others, the creature was gone, literally nowhere to be found. Giant spider. A camper set up a trail camera near his camp for security, but what it recorded was straight out of a horror movie. From the left side of the frame, a giant black spider emerged from the bushes. It was massive, far larger than any known species, its legs moving in weird coordination. The creature quickly crawled across the ground and vanished into the darkness. People related it to the Kodiak bird-eating spider, but the size made it seem otherworldly again. Night encounter. A group of friends set out to explore the woods at night. Everything seemed normal until they stumbled upon a creepy figure ahead. A black, hairy being emerged. It resembled a monkey, but it was larger, stranger, and far more unsettling, almost as if it was trying to intimidate them. They had no idea what they were looking at. Maybe a cryptid or something else entirely. Though scared, they didn't run, hoping to make a safe exit. Guardian of Woods.
Doesn't know I'm watching him by the looks of it.
You might have heard about scary things, but seeing them in real life is another story. A local was wandering through the woods when he spotted a skinny figure standing near a tree. At first, it seemed motionless, but here is the catch. Upon closer inspection, he realized what it was. A forest spirit the locals often spoke about, said to protect the woods. It stood silently, almost as if watching over the land. Whether legend or reality, the sight was enough to make him wonder if some stories held more truth than he once thought.
I'm quite sure what he's doing, looking at that tree.
Shadow Stalker. A hunter sat quietly on a tree, waiting patiently for his prey. But this time, he wasn't the one hunting. A movement caught his eye, something creeping behind a tree. At first, he thought it was another animal, but then he saw it. A towering beast covered in thick black hair. Its massive form was hidden behind the bushes. It wasn't hiding from him. It was waiting for the perfect moment to strike. He got scared as he realized. He was staring at a Sasquatch. He never believed they existed. But now, he would never forget what he saw. Dodo returns. A camper set up a trail camera expecting to catch glimpses of passing wildlife, but what it recorded that night, no one could have imagined. As the camper slept, the camera captured an animal unlike any other. It had distinct features, with a curved beak, something you don't see in every bird. The strangest part? It was a dodo. The dodo was believed to be extinct, lost to time centuries ago. Yet here it was, moving through the night as if it had never disappeared. Later, when he watched the footage, he couldn't believe his eyes. And if one was out there, maybe more still existed, hidden from the world. Rooftop creature. A quiet evening turned into a nightmare when a local spotted a bizarre being perched on a rooftop. The creature was unlike anything seen before. Tall, insect-like, with spindly legs and an almost skeletal frame. Its movements were unnatural, looking around as if it were adjusting to its surroundings. The man stood frozen. Then, without warning, it jumped from the terrace, its legs folding like a monstrous predator. It disappeared from the sight, leaving behind nothing but silence. No one ever saw it again, but the fear never faded. Two-headed horror. Living near the woods had always been peaceful for a resident, but one evening, that peace was shattered. He heard strange noises coming from his backyard. Expecting a lost animal, he grabbed a flashlight and stepped outside. But what he saw shocked him. In the grass stood a horrifying creature. Its skin stretched tightly over sharp bones. But the most scary part? It had two heads. The creature was looking around. It was probably looking for a prey, and the guy got lucky. It didn't spot him. Wasteland Stalker. While roaming a remote wasteland, a local spotted a strange figure standing beneath a tree. Its face was hidden in the bushes, but its legs were clearly visible, and they weren't normal. They looked like the legs of a goat. But the shocking part? It was standing upright, just like a human. It didn't move, didn't react, almost as if it was focused on something important. He had heard of strange creatures before, but nothing like this. Whatever it was, it didn't belong here. Whether it was a cryptid or something even stranger, one thing was clear. He would never go to that place again. Faceless beings. A bizarre video appeared online in April 2024, shocking everyone who saw it. It showed not one, but two small, white goats. They had big ears, but the most unsettling part was their faces. They had no features at all, and their faces were completely blank. They didn't even have eyes, yet they moved around with ease as if unaffected by their bizarre appearance. Many who saw the footage wondered if these creatures were cryptids or maybe something else entirely. Whatever the case, their faceless forms left viewers unsettled and thinking about what they had just witnessed. Nightstalker. Camping isn't always fun. Sometimes it turns into a scene from a horror movie. A camper recorded spooky footage of a humanoid figure sitting just outside his tent. Though the night was dark, its shadow was visible, creepy, and unnatural. It didn't move, but it seemed to be waiting as if it knew he was inside. From its shape, it resembled the infamous Dogman, a creature rumored to haunt the woods and terrify those who dare to enter its territory. The man tried his best not to be seen by the creature, and thankfully, he succeeded. But it was a close call, and his minor mistake could have cost him his life. Abandoned encounter. An adventurer was exploring the woods when he stumbled upon an old, abandoned building. The structure looked untouched for years, its walls covered in vines. Curious, he began recording, capturing the creepy silence surrounding it. As he cautiously pointed his camera inside, a figure appeared in the distance. A tall, skinny being with an unnatural shape. Its eyes locked onto him for a brief moment before he stepped back. He knew he had seen something that shouldn't be there. It wasn't clear, but it seemed it might be an alien or maybe even a ghost. Without a second thought, he turned and left, regretting ever stepping near the place. Glowing encounter. A night in the woods turned into a moment this camper would never forget. While resting, he noticed a moving light between the trees. Curious, he followed it deeper into the forest. As he went closer, he stopped, and there it was. A glowing creature stood in the distance, its multiple tails flowing like mist, moving in an unnatural way. Then, in an instant, the creature disappeared into the darkness, leaving only its tail behind. That night, the camper left with more than just a story. It was an encounter he'd never be able to explain. Nightmare Stalker. In December 2024, a video surfaced online of a creature moving through an abandoned field. At first, it looked like a deer, but something was off. As the camera focused, its true form became clear. Its body was stretched unnaturally, its legs moving in a way no deer should. It wasn't running, it was crawling, its limbs bending like those of a centipede. Was it a well-crafted hoax, a result of genetic experiments, or something far older? Some believed it resembled entities from ancient folklore, beings that lived in the unseen corners of the world. Forest horror. A hunter was deep in the woods when he noticed an unusual thing on the forest floor. What looked like tangled roots suddenly began to shift, writhing with numerous tentacle-like limbs. Its mud-colored body matched the ground, making it look like it was part of the land itself. It remained on the ground for some moments, that disappeared back into the ground as if it never existed. Night terror.
Real captada de cerca, la querían para S4 crificarla.
Two friends were in the woods at night, daring each other to go deeper. As their flashlights scanned the area, they were shocked to see a pale figure lying motionless on the ground, draped in white cloth, with long black hair hiding its face. One of them thought it might be a lost person and stepped closer, but it was not. It was like La Llorona, the infamous spirit from Mexico. Lucky for them, it didn't move at all, but they were still pretty scared by it. They knew that if it moved, their night would take a terrifying turn. And that's why if I had been in their place, I wouldn't have stayed a second longer. Some things are never meant to be disturbed.
Mames, ¿qué es este pedo, güey?
Chupacabra remains.
Estas patas que... Lejos.
In Mexico, a group of explorers went deep into the woods at night, hoping to uncover something unusual in the wild. Suddenly, they spotted a creature lying on the ground, and it wasn't like anything they had seen before. There, half hidden on the ground, was a skeletal figure. Its limbs were unnaturally long, its fingers sharp like claws. Its decayed body looked neither fully human nor animal. From its appearance, it looked like the legendary Chupacabra, the feared cryptid said to prey on livestock, had haunted these lands for years. One thing was certain, some legends are true, and they are better left undiscovered.
Y en la parte de atrás las patas son más pequeñas.
Unseen predator. Wandering too far can lead to places best left unseen. In the remote countryside, a traveler followed an abandoned path. Then he stopped. Ahead, sitting on a ledge, was a creature unlike anything he had ever seen. It had dark fur and sharp, scary teeth. It let out a low growl as if ready to strike, and features looked somewhat like a primate, but there was something creepy about them. The creature's eyes stared right at him, which scared him. But the strange part was it looked like a mix of a bat and a monkey. Maybe it was an experiment from a secret lab close to that place. Something that went wrong and was left there. Forest encounter. While exploring the forest at night, an explorer noticed a strange glow came from the bushes. Curious, he aimed his camcorder, adjusting the focus. Then he saw it. A tiny figure with wings, flying smoothly. Its wings gave off a bright light, lighting up the dark as it moved around. And as it floated around, he realized this was a fairy. For a moment, it hovered there almost as if it knew it was being watched. The explorer stood, trying to make sense of what he was seeing, but no explanation came. Rare sight. Most animals disappear into the forest, their brown coats blending seamlessly with the trees. But this one, it stood out like a ghost. A hunter moved cautiously, scanning for movement. Then he froze. In the clearing stood a deer, its coat so white it almost glowed. Moments later, two more emerged, one the usual brown, the other just as pale. They were actually albino deer. Where seeing even one is rare, the man got lucky enough to spot two. Crawling terror. A traveler was walking. Crossing a deserted area had to stop when a massive centipede caught moving in front of him. The countless legs and the strangely long length was something he had never seen before. According to the online spectators, this could mark the return of the legendary creature Omukad from Japanese legend. It's known for its monstrous size and the shocking ability to rival even the dragons in a fight. Flying figure.
That's a fairy. Oh my god, yo, that's a fairy.
While boating on the river, some tourists spotted a small figure flying in the distance. At first, they thought it was a bird, but as it came into view a little better, they realized it had a humanoid shape. It moved strangely through the air, with its tiny limbs visible in the sky. It looked like the fairy-like creatures told in old stories, but this was real, right in front of them. The figure hovered for a while, then, without a sound, it was said to vanish. No one could explain what it was, but the sighting left them with a tale that they might never forget.
Just graduated and I'm seeing a fucking fairy in real life.
Night Watcher. A woman was driving home late at night, crossing through the woods, when she noticed a black dog sitting on the right side of the road. But something about it felt wrong. It was strangely long, had long limbs and a face that didn't resemble anything from this world. Its eyes locked onto her, watching her every move. This wasn't just a dog. It looked more like a dog man, something not meant to be seen. But she was grateful to be inside her car. If she had been on foot, she didn't want to imagine what might have happened next. Stone thrower. A hiker was in the woods when he saw something strange. A small creature stood there watching him. The moment it spotted him, it started throwing rocks, one after another. He barely had time to react. It wasn't just some wild animal. When it was done, it turned away and ran back into the bushes. It was a goblin, but how can a creature from folklore exist in the woods? Well, now the proof is there. They are real. Better be careful next time you're out there. Fiery spirit. A group of friends went on an adventurous trip in the forest, enjoying every moment. Then, something unexpected happened. A fiery figure hovered in the air before landing on a plant. Moments later, it vanished without a trace. But the strangest part came after. A woman appeared in the footage holding the same creature. It was a keris, an Indonesian blade known for its deep spiritual significance. In local beliefs, keris are linked to supernatural entities called kodam, which can take different forms. Many believe the glowing figure was a manifestation of this unseen force, revealing itself for just a moment. Glowing Guardian. A local often visits the woods, but one night brought an unforgettable sight. A winged creature hovered just above the ground right in front of him. Its wings glowed softly, lighting the trees around it. Its presence was like a dream to him. Well, there were a lot of rumors about a glowing being in those woods that said to guard it. He didn't believe any of this until that night when he saw one by himself. Winged Predator. On August 4th, 2024, a strange video popped up online, leaving people in disbelief. A man was holding a creature, one that didn't belong to any known species. It had the body of a reptile and the face of an owl, and overall, its appearance was pretty scary. The moment it went online, it caught everyone's attention. Experts online had their theories. Some believed it was the result of a failed breeding experiment, and since it didn't turn out as expected, it was left to roam the woods alone. Mystic Bird. A man recorded in disbelief. Perched on the neighbor's roof was a bird he saw for the first time. Its long neck stretched gracefully. Its wings held a strange, unfamiliar shape, but it was the way it stared at him that felt truly unsettling. Something about it was off. He couldn't tell what, but the atmosphere around it felt different. Looking like the worst possible mutation, the bird, though, got the dude thinking. He knew it wasn't meant to be sea. Spirit Walker. You've heard about scary creatures, but this one was above all. While hiking in a rocky area, a hiker came face to face with a creature straight out of a nightmare. It was monstrous, covered in dark fur, with a face that looked like a wolf, but its creepy teeth made it even scarier. It moved on all fours, watching him closely. So, when I searched it on the internet, it turned out to be a spirit walker, a creature said to roam these mountains. People believed if you saw it, something bad would soon follow, like a warning of danger. If you ever come across one, make sure you know the exit before it's too late. Jersey Creature. A local in New Jersey was heading home one evening when a strange figure appeared before him. It flapped its wings and soared into the sky. Shocked by the sight, he grabbed his camera and managed to record the bizarre sight. When he shared the footage online, debates erupted. Some believed it was proof of an unknown creature, while others called it a hoax. Despite the skepticism, the man stood by his claim. He even asked the experts to examine the footage, who couldn't find any CGI effect on the footage. Giant moose. While boating on a quiet lake in the Canadian wilderness, a tourist spotted a massive moose standing near the water's edge. Its towering body and enormous antlers made it look almost unreal. For a moment, it stood motionless, watching over the land like a guardian of the wild. The tourist quickly grabbed his camera, capturing the rare sight. The tourist knew he didn't have to go close to the ground, as he didn't know what might happen, so he let it stay there and returned with only a footage. And now, let us move on to our subscriber pick of the day. In a small Indonesian village, a family discovered a snake, different from others. The most shocking part was that it had two heads instead of a tail. The bizarre creature looked like something out of a legend, its twin heads moving independently, as if deciding which way to go. The villagers, both amazed and cautious, carefully handled the rare snake. Such creatures are extremely rare, and this one left the entire village in amazement. So, to protect it, they brought it to the authorities. A true reminder that nature still holds incredible surprises.